Yeah, there's where I get the bird rack. It's all distorted and everything due to the light hitting it, the angle of the light. Sun's to the south of me. Not quite at high noon. I want to see if I can't show you some of these. If I can find them here. Yeah. Okay, see these crab traps in the water. Perspective for you. Now, what would happen if I get lower? I seen the moon out earlier. What happened to it? There it is. I'm gonna get down by this white area. See if I can find it. Can't see shit. Sun's beaming me in the eye. If I could see it. I'll try a different method to get it, maybe. There's also some more crab traps right here. Going further out, further out. Okay. So what happens if I lower my camera to these crab traps that I'm showing you? What will happen to them? Okay. Show you some perspective. Matter of fact, I'll take some pictures of them at a lower distance. Let me show you where I'm at right here. Try to anyhow. Zoom out. See that beach right there? That's where I'm going to put my camera, and I'm going to put it down to the lowest setting and take some pictures of those crab traps zoomed in on. Alright, keep the camera going while I lower it down. few things, and then I'm going to have to straighten out my camera. But let's see, maybe I'll just do it live here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'll do it live. I'm not going to take it as low as I can get it. So I can get my camera real low. But I'm going to put it on the lower setting. And maybe I will go a little lower. The question is finding those crab traps again. Different perspective, down lower. How they rise to the top. And I can even zoom out further here and show you these ones that are going to look like they're floating in the water. They're floating above it. Okay. And this is what we get with boats. Due to the different angular resolution that we get, this is what happens. Okay. Just showed you that all of those traps are actually in the water. And then, you lower your angle, and then it looks like it's floating. And also look how much more distorted it is. I don't even know if I'm zoomed in as far as I can zoom. And I think that's about as good as a focus as I'm going to get, being that it's distorted. Let's zoom out and show you. How about these other ones over here? Let's see if I can zoom in on them too. Closer to these. Here we go. Okay. Same thing. Raised up, you can see that it's sitting in the water. So perspective does matter, people. Perspective matters a lot. And even look further back there, there's the bird rack. Or, no, that's something else, but let's see here. Find the bird rack. Okay, that's the bird rack right there. And look how that looks too. So the higher up you go, the more of the plane you can see. And the distortion in the water doesn't mirror as much. So as you lower your camera or lower your angle, you start to get that mirroring effect. So again, just by lowering or sharpening your angle, it causes different effects. So again, I can go down a little bit lower with my camera. So I will. Let's figure out how to do it here while it's running. this takes it down to like 2 feet. Now the question is can I find those markers again? There's one, there's two, and look, I don't even think I can see some of them out there. Look at that one going up and down, bobbing. So yeah, some of them disappeared because I sharpened that angle up. Again, I wish I had a way to slowly raise my camera up to show you this. Well, let me see if I can find these other ones here that are in a row. Okay, see that yellow one? Both those yellow ones, and look at the one out there kind of vanishing as it bobs up and down in the water. Okay, let's go over to these other ones here, if I can find them. Wow, look at what happened to all those. Look at that one. Look at them. See what happens when you lower your camera, and there's some out there that are gone. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to raise my camera up little by little right now. And maybe, hopefully we can stay on those. Try to stick to those three. Right there. Okay. I think I can go up a little bit higher. Find them again. Turn the camera. Like I said, I wish I could do this. Alright, my camera's going to shut off. We're going to have to refocus on these. There's those three. Okay, I'm going to let my camera shut off. And I'm going to start it up and then raise it up again. You know, I'm going to try to keep it on those three right there. still a little blurry. But we're going to try to, like I said, stay on those three and go up another notch. Okay, here. This is hard to do. Okay, there's those three again. And I came up higher. Everybody bitches about the, doing all this long observations, but hey, I get a lot out of them. If you don't, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna go up to, again, higher. And like I said, I'm still right here at the water's edge. There's three again. And you still see, let's stay with these ones right here. Let's stay with those three. I said, and get a resolution, perspective. There's a big roll in this. Now what I'm going to do is try to carry my camera up the hill and try to stay on those three. Nope, it'll be hard to do. I'm going to back all the way up. And I'll find them. There they are. Three of them in a row. Okay, let me go up a little bit higher. I can go up a little bit higher on this bank. I don't know if I can get the camera level, but we'll do it. Go. Find the three. Oh, there they are right there. There's the three of them again. And look where the water is. Now don't tell me perspective doesn't play a role. controls. Same way with that rock right there. The lower I get to it and get to a point where it's just mirroring itself off the ground. Or maybe it even gets cut off and I can't even find it. That's at full zoom. Like I said, if I stayed on that one and went up and down, you probably wouldn't even know it. It'd disappear into the mirror. Or disappear underneath the waves that you don't see. Alright, man, I'm done. I think I did enough. Let me zoom back out. Here, I'll just do a short video of me zooming out. Camera ain't level. I don't give a shit. That's where I was standing at down there at the bottom. And again, the bird rack, that's why it looks so distorted. It's within that mirroring and the distortion of the air. Right, that top surface of the water is getting heated up because the sun is blaring. Blaring. Oh, I'm not going to get it. It's going behind the island over there. Yep, already went behind the island. There was a boat. I thought I'd catch it. Alright, I'm done. I'm done. Next time what I'll do is I'll zoom in on this island and do that time lapse. Alright, I took this picture at about a little bit 1 minute after the beginning of the video, or into the video at the very beginning, just to show you how many crab buoy markers out there you could see, and how some of them vanished due to my angle when I went lower with the camera. Now the second one was 3 minutes and 45 minutes into the video. I did this so you could count, and then you could also see those 3 buoys that are in a triangle that I zoomed in on, and how the further ones out also would vanish or just get to that vanishing point. This one I took at 8:45 into the video to show you how, you know, that angular resolution, plus that thing in the back is actually a tree, not rocks, an old tree that blew in during a storm. But see how that's almost to the vanishing point. And then this one right here was 8:45 into the video, and you can see how those are actually up in the mirror due to that angular resolution. And you can't resolve stuff very well on angles, so that's why you get all that distortion. then I took some pictures with my cell phone of this ramp at a very low angle, and you can see that you can't see uh, the bottom part due to the glare, not only the glare of the aluminum, um, but the lighting. All right, so lighting plays a big role in where the light's positioned at and everything. So there's a lot of things that come into play when you are, you know, looking at objects, depending on where that light is angled at and everything. You know, you talk to a photographer on the angle of light, and he'll say it does make a big difference. And, you know, when he's taking pictures of somebody or something. Um, so there's a lot of things that are to be taken into consideration. Now here's one, you know, where I'm up a lot higher. There's a lot of things to take into consideration when you're filming. Um, you know, the angle of light, um, the condition, the atmospheric conditions, whether it's cloudy, you know, how much light's getting put on the object, and the angular resolution. So what I was trying to prove with this video too is the farther out that an object gets, we're getting the same results, because the farther out I'm zooming, I'm getting that sharper angle, and it's like, you know, you're getting down to that razor blade angle, and it changes your view of everything. So just like my board test that I did, you know, you can only see the whole board as long as you go up higher. It's not meaning that you're looking over the curvature of Earth. It just means you're getting a better angle of the plane. And that's what most of my videos are about, is showing you observational proofs. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, they don't learn nothing from my videos. What have we learned? And, you know, hey, if you can't learn off of my videos, then poo on you. I don't care. Also, Wolfie's perspective video. Hey, Wolfie, kiss my ass, because I'm an observer, and I learned how to observe, and I know what I'm looking at. So, you know, kiss my ass. I'm not taking down my video of your perspective shit, because that's what it was shit. Okay. So even this ramp right here that I'm looking at, I show you how everything is converging. And when we're looking out over the ocean, the sky converges into the water, but then you have that mirroring effect that occurs due to that angular resolution. So, you know, my theory is that the sky is a lot farther. We're seeing a hell of a lot more of the sky because we're so low to the ground, and where it converges to the water is not that hard water line that you see, is not the horizon line. It goes well beyond that. And I've got a couple of pictures that I'm going to put at the end of this too, where I have my virtual horizon on my camera. And I'm going to do a video about the virtual horizon on the camera, because there is a play in it between the, you have to get a green line and a green dot on the camera on the virtual horizon before you know that you're on that horizon. So my thing is that you can go higher and lower and still have that green dot. So I'm the pig in the middle, and then I try to lower it to that center spot. And that is where the actual virtual horizon is, or the horizon is, the true horizon. And I'm going to, I took some pictures of my phone or my camera while I was doing some time lapse. So what I want to do is I want to show you those and show you the difference, and then you can kind of figure out basically where the middle of that would be and where the real horizon should be. You got to remember, if you was to go out to that place on the horizon will continue on that same plane, and you'll get the same effects no matter how far out you keep going. It's just going to continue. Now, I've been looking at some concavity because I know how water works, and
You know, you got tides rolling in, tides rolling out, and that can cause a concavity in the water. Now, is the whole Earth concave? Well, think about it. You know, do I think it's the Stephen Lord Christ version? No, no, not at all. Not anywhere near it. Do I think that there is possibly some concavity to water? Well, why? Of course. You got wind blowing on it. You got downdrafts. You got straight across winds. You got winds going at all different angles on the water, which can cause water to do all kinds of different strange things. But having that big bulge out in the middle of it, I don't think so. I'm not going to buy that. Okay. So, you know, you can take my videos for what they're worth. If you don't like them, that's fine. Yes, they're long, but how can you observe something if you don't watch it? So if you can watch and observe and learn from your observations, that's what my whole channel is about, is learning from observational videos. Why on some days I can see this bird rack actually sitting in the water at the same height, and then other days it's all mirrored out and it's distorted and everything. And I know why, because I've done enough of them, and I try to explain it. I've done enough observations to where I try to explain it, but you know, people don't want observational proof apparently, because I don't get many views. So it's not no big deal. All right, I gotta put them other pictures up. Okay, I was taking these pictures while I was doing a time lapse, and I was trying to do like a 2 hour and 50-minute time lapse of this bird rack, and I'll show you the results of that. It wasn't very good, only because of the fact it was kind of windy out. So I need to find a calmer day to do this test and try to do a much longer one. All right. You know, the first picture you seen there was me trying to find the medium, the middle of where this virtual horizon is on my camera, to try to set it in the right area. So I could go up higher and I'd still have the green line and the green dot. I could go down lower, still have the green line, the green dot. So then what I do is I try to, like I said, I try to even it out and get it on the lower one or in the middle of it to do my time lapse. And I'll kind of show you with a little video, 2 little videos, and then I'll go from there. And I'm going to probably delete the audio on that and just talk through it. It ain't much longer to the end of this video, but you can see that, you know, even at a lower standpoint, I still have this virtual horizon is showing me that my camera is level. Okay. This picture I probably should have deleted out, but somehow I forgot. It was a more zoom back picture. Also, you'll notice when you do a time lapse, you cannot get a complete full zoom. Your zoom is not all the way up on that bird rack. So, I mean, like compared to a normal zoom, if I zoomed out on infinity, I'd be right on it. But in time lapses, you don't get as good of a zoom. That's why when I do a time lapse of Polaris or something, it kind of freaks me out that I'm able to zoom in that far, even though I'm not getting the full zoom out of the camera. So, you know, think about it. Just think about that too next time you go out and do a nighttime sky time lapse. Okay. So, you know, again, you know, I try to find that middle where the camera's sitting at, to try to find that happy medium, or that happy middle, I should say. So, you know, anybody can do this with the P900. Just go to your virtual horizon, turn it on, and utilize that, and just try to find that happy medium. I mean, if you're up on a mountain or something, I'm in flat Florida, so you know it's hard for me to find any big mountains that I can get up on and do any filming. and use this virtual horizon, but I know a few that can. So hopefully this will inspire them to go out and use that virtual horizon option on your camera and try to find that happy medium and use that to your advantage. So you know, again, hopefully this gives people some ideas, and that's what I try to inspire, some other ideas.
Okay, I just took a couple pictures of my camera with the virtual horizon on to show you where that virtual horizon is, and I will take a picture again of where you can see without the virtual horizon lines on the camera. But what I'm going to attempt to do is a time lapse of this. I can't get any closer on my time lapse because this is as far as it'll allow me to zoom in on a sunset time lapse. Okay, so we're gonna shoot from here, but I hope you can understand where the center of the screen is, or where the virtual horizon kind of states where the horizon actually is compared to the visible water line. Alright, so I'm going to start my time lapse right now, and I'm going to try to do these for a couple hours, so we'll see what happens with the shape of that bird rack. Alright, here we go.
Okay, on that first one I was a little low, and on this one I'm a little high. So when I start out my time lapse, I pick the happy medium and get in the middle. Now these are 3 50-minute time lapse that I put at, or I slowed down to 33%. Yes, 33%. Yes, 33%. I'll say it again. Only because I think you'll get more out of it. Because there is some things in there that you should look at. Birds flying by, a boat goes by, a couple other things that you'll look at, and you can use that to your advantage if you want to be a good observer. All right. So hang on a second. I got to put a transition in. All right. Here's the first part. I'm not going to put any transitions in between these time lapses. You know, you could even slow it down further in your YouTube settings and see a little bit more, but you see the birds flying by, you know, which I think is always interesting when you see a bird fly by and it goes in and out and, you know, vanishes in and out of your vision. Okay. Plus the tide is actually starting to come in too. So, you know, you see how that water is actually kind of rising up a little bit. Again, this is 2.5 hours of time lapse. So, you know, get what you can from it. You know, if you don't like my stuff, you don't even have to watch it. I don't care anymore. You know, I was looking to try to get views, get people more interested in observational videos. But if you're not into it and you don't like them, that's fine. I understand. You know, it takes a lot of time to observe, and if you don't observe, you just don't observe. That's up to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation or liked what I showed. Perspective and angular resolution and how things are resolved and rendered at this point.